Hi, Ms. Shabesta's class. Today I get to do a math lesson with you guys, and I'm very excited. As you can see, I am upstairs in my house, a little change of scenery. So let's get started. Ms. Shabesta told me that you all have been working on subtraction. So I thought I would do a fun little subtraction lesson wrap up. As you guys know, subtraction is the act of taking away from a bigger number. And first, to start out our lesson, I actually found a very fun subtraction book that I want to share with you guys. It is called The Action of Subtraction. So I thought I would read this to you, and then we'll get started on a word problem I have for you guys. Okay, The Action of Subtraction by Brian Cleary. Oh, and these are supposed to be cats, by the way, but they're kind of crazy looking cats, if you can see the illustrations. All right. Subtraction is an action that will make your total less, whether ice cream scoops or hula hoops or inches from a dress. Whatever you are counting, it will take away a part and leave you there with not as much as you had at the start. If 7 angry bulldogs were barking at your door, a kitten could scare 3 away, and then you'd be left with 4. And what if 13 hornets had nested in your tree? If 10 of them would just buzz off, you'd then have only 3. Do you see what subtraction does? It changes the amount. So you'll wind up with fewer when you do your final count. Minus means to take away some numbers from the whole, like if you had 10 bowling pins and grabbed a ball to roll. Let's say you knocked down 8 pins with the first ball that you threw, then 2 would be left standing there because 10 minus 8 is 2. Your second ball knocks 2 more down. You did it, you're the hero. Now all the pins are down because 2 minus 2 is 0. In this case, is means equals, or totals just the same. That sign means matching value in a problem or a game. Like if you had three timeouts left and somehow lost your shoe, your coach would have to call one and you'd be left with 2. 3 was what you started with, then you subtracted 1. That would have equaled 2 more left before the game was done. If Jen had 12 stuffed animals and she gave 2 to Sally, then 5 more went to Mary Kate, here's how you do the tally. Start with 12, take 2 away. 12 minus 2 is 10. Subtract the 5 for Mary Kate, then that leaves 5 for Jen. Whenever we subtract things, it can make us sad or glad, depending on whatever there is less of, good or bad. Like fewer school days due to snow and less time with the dentist, not as much discomfort since the doctor fixed your bent wrist. A smaller plate of vegetables, a shorter list of chores, less time with your homework, and not quite as many snores. See, the number moves towards 0 with a shrinking kind of action. And all of this is possible because we have subtraction. So, what is subtraction? What do you know? All right, and that is the end, friends. So I thought that was a fun subtraction rhyming book. So what is subtraction? That is when we are taking away from a bigger number. And I kind of like how the book put it. It's taking away from a bigger number and moving closer to 0. Like if you're on a number line and you're subtracting and you're moving closer to 0. So, okay, now I actually have some word problems made for you guys that I want you to practice doing on your own. But first, I'm going to do one with you. So, I am going to move my computer over here to this little side table, and then I will read aloud the word problem I have on the board, and then I'll work through it with you guys. Okay, so hopefully you can see me okay. I have to move that just a little bit. Okay, I know I'm kind of far away, but I'll read loud. Okay. Mrs. Hemmer was walking down the street with 6 ice cream cones. While she was walking, she saw Mrs. Shabesta and decided to give her 3 of her ice cream cones. How many ice cream cones does Mrs. Hemmer have left? Okay, so I'll read it one more time. Mrs. Hemmer was walking down the street with 6 ice cream cones. While she was walking, she saw Mrs. Shabesta, and she decided to give her 3 of her ice cream cones. How many ice cream cones does Mrs. Hemmer have left? Okay, so my question, first, here's a method that I like to use whenever I'm doing word problems. So I know this is a subtraction word problem because I had 6 ice cream cones and then I gave 3 to Miss Shabesta. So what I'm going to do first, just to help me, I'm going to circle the 6, and then I'm going to circle the number 3, just to think about my problem. So I could solve this in a bunch of different ways, and I know that Ms. Shabesta said that you guys have practiced using different ways to solve problems too. So I thought I'd just model a couple. So let's see. I can use a number line to solve this. So here, I'll write up here. Number line, okay, let's see. Okay, so if I'm using a number line, oh, you might not be able to see very good. There you go. Okay, so if I'm using my number line, and this is 6, just like this, if this is 6, let's see, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so here's my number line. There's 6. So let's see. I had 6, and then I gave Miss Shabesta 3. So I go 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I've got 3 little arcs. So I gave Miss Shabesta 3 ice cream cones. So I'm going to circle my 3. Because now I know that because I had 6 ice cream cones, and I gave Miss Shabesta 3, 1, 2, 3, then Mrs. Hemmer had 3 left. Okay, had 3. So that's just one way to do it. You can also do it with a bunch of different, you can do it with manipulatives, you can draw your equation. So I could do it with manipulatives. I could get 6 of these and take 3 away and count backwards like that to do my subtraction problem. Or I could use the good old finger method and I can count on my fingers. I had 6 ice cream cones and then I gave Miss Shabesta 3. 1, 2, 3. Let me do that better. Okay, I had 6 ice cream cones, then I gave Miss Shabesta 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so that means I've got 3 ice cream cones left. That is my answer. So I was talking to Miss Shabesta, and she said that you guys have had some practice in writing out your own subtraction problems. So what I would like you to do is whenever you are looking at your word problems, I want you to, when you solve the problem, so whenever you find your answer, I want you to write the number and circle that number that is your answer. And then I want you to try to write the subtraction equation that you are doing whenever you do the word problem. So for example, if I'm writing the subtraction equation for this question, I would write 6 minus or take away 3 equals 3. And I'm going to circle the number 3 because that's my answer. So hopefully, I'm going to get closer so you can see. Sorry, my Camera is a little bit light. Okay. So that's what that would look like. Okay, well, you guys, I hope that you like the book. I hope you have fun with these subtraction problems. I think you're going to know some of the names that are on your subtraction problems. So I hope you have a lot of fun, and thanks for watching. I'll see you later. Bye.